We're here back at the Fantasy Bar Wednesday night. We got six guys fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings, including some of my favorite mid-range plays I think are underpriced. A near minimum price play for you. What team are we looking to load up on tonight? And a walking triple-double in the Beast of the Night spot. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Wednesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy six-pack. Good to be back in the Fantasy Bar. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and hanging out. Six guys ready for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Before we get into the plays, you guys know the drill by now. Take a second, click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. All right, let's get into it here. Looks like a fun slate of games. 7-gamer, plenty of games, plenty of choices, and we've narrowed it down to 6 of my favorite plays. Let's start at power forward center with Al Horford of the Celtics. So Robert Williams going to miss once again here tonight, and that's good news for Al Horford. We tried to go to Derek White the other night. I don't mind going back to Derek White either, coming off of that down game, but it's Horford who's really taken advantage of this role, the usage. I think it's going to continue here. In fact, we've seen some massive games out of Al Horford here recently, some 9x, 10x performances, 57, 47 DraftKings points, and he's a guy that gets it done in so many different ways. And one of those guys that doesn't have to score the basketball to get there. So let's look at Al Horford tonight against Portland. Why? Great matchup here. We know Nurkic likely going to miss once again here tonight. Third most fantasy points allowed to the center position. Portland on one hell of a road trip here. Likely tired, likely run down. Al Horford in the mid-5s. Looks like one of the better value plays on tonight's slate. All right, let's go to the other side. Even though they're run down and tired, our boy Cam Reddish continues to get it done, going right back to the well once again here tonight. So no Anthony Simons again tonight. That means Cam Reddish in the starting lineup, and we continue to talk about it. We continue to say Damian Lillard cannot be the only guy providing offense for this team, and Cam Reddish has really stepped up his game. I think he continues to be underpriced, still under 5K on DraftKings, even though he's starting putting big numbers on the board here. And I don't know if you're going to get a ton of ownership here. I think people are starting to catch out a little bit. But now you look at the matchup with Boston, and that's going to scare enough people away where the ownership stays in check here. 3 straight 30-point DraftKings games for us here, 37 or more in 2 of those games. Even in a tough matchup, way too cheap here. Cam Reddish playing some great basketball here, and under 5K remains one of the better values on the board. All right, let's go to the center position next. We'll go out west with Jaco Pearl of Toronto. So Toronto in LA take on the Clippers here tonight. And Pearl been very good with this Toronto team and very consistent, reliable. So we talk about cash games. That's what you want. You want that reliable floor that you can count on. You know you're going to get production out of him in tournaments. We want to know the guy can exceed that value threshold, and he certainly gives us both of those. In fact, his made or exceeded value now in 6 of the last 8 games. So that's kind of consistency that we are looking for. Clippers have struggled with the center position, bottom 10 in fantasy points allowed to this position. So I'm expecting a competitive game here. Great matchup for him here against the Clippers. Jaco Pearl, my favorite center on the board. All right, small forward, power forward up next with Michael Porter Jr. of the Nuggets. So questionable tag here, dealing with an illness, but he played through it the other night and he played well. Probable for tonight, so don't let that scare you away here. The guy's been much more aggressive offensively here. 17 straight games with double-digit shots here. So that's the name of the game with Michael Porter. We need this guy putting the ball in the hoop. In fact, he has done that 3 of the last 4 games. He's scored 20 or more real-life points here and was very good against the Chicago Bulls. The first meeting between these teams, scored 31 points in that game, went over 40 DraftKings points. I think this role only continues here. They need him to be that scorer if this team's going to go on and make a run in the Western Conference playoffs and a shot at the NBA title. But for tonight, he's under 6K on DraftKings. In a matchup he's thrived in, give me some Michael Porter Jr. here tonight against the Chicago Bulls. All right, value play up next at shooting guard small forward with Aaron Wiggins of Oklahoma City. So we know OKC going to be missing a lot of offense. SGA on the shelf. Jalen Williams also out here tonight. So lots of ways that you can go with the Thunder. In fact, I think it's a team you're going to want to have multiple pieces. I think there's 4 or 5 viable options here. But give me Wiggins here. It's been good when these guys have been off the floor, averaging 33 fantasy points per 36 minutes here this season. We saw him play 33 minutes in that game against the Golden State Warriors, and this is one of those you look at. There's not many guys that can give you a legitimate 10x when looking at the board here, but Aaron Wiggins, one of those candidates here. Just too cheap, should play a ton of minutes in this one, and my favorite value play on tonight's slate. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Wednesday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beasts of the Night contest. Again, congrats to all of the recent winners here. All you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video and gets fantasy points on FanDuel tonight. For my Beast of the Night, the closest guest going to win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check it all out behind the scenes. All right, let's get this baby rolling. Let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play for Wednesday night. You know, Matt's the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to stay right there with the Thunder. We're rolling with point guard Josh Getty, tonight's Beast of the Night. So yes, you have serious blowout concerns in this game. Huge spread in favor of the Phoenix Suns. But without SGA, without Williams, we talked about it, so much usage to spread around. And my hope is it scares people off of this game and off of Josh Getty, who is just playing at such a high level right now. 49 or more DraftKings points now in 4 straight games. Couple of those in the 50s. We know 60-point upside, not out of the question here with Josh Getty. Basically a walking triple-double, and we're not paying those kind of prices. You think a triple-double, guys, Luka, Harden, Jokic, does he belong in that category? No, he's definitely a step below, but I don't know, these $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper step below. So Josh Getty looks like a very fair price here. The price came down a little bit on DraftKings. So blowout concerns aside, I am rolling the dice here. Josh Getty with a ton of upside. Even in this matchup, give me Josh Getty, my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for Wednesday night in Fantasy Bar with 6 of my favorite plays. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for Josh Getty on FanDuel for your shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. And who's your top play? Who's your Beast of the Night? You with me on Getty? You got somebody else? Sound off in that YouTube comment section. I'll be checking that all throughout the day, talking some NBA hoops with you guys. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck tonight. We'll be back once again on Friday with another video. Go get them tonight, and we'll see you on Friday.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.